It happened in 2016, when I was a junior in high school. Just an ordinary Thursday, math test in third period, cafeteria pizza for lunch, and group work in history class. Nothing felt off. Until 1:12 p.m. That's when the intercom cracked on. Our principal's voice came through, calm but stiff. "This is a lockdown. Repeat, this is a lockdown. Teachers, initiate all procedures immediately." Everyone froze. We'd done drills before, so at first we assumed it was just another one. Our teacher, Mr. Lazenby, moved quickly, turned off the lights, locked the door, closed the blinds. We all huddled under the windows, trying to stay quiet, knees pressed to tile. But within seconds we knew this wasn't a drill, because then we heard screaming from somewhere down the hall. Someone, maybe a teacher, maybe a student, screaming in absolute panic. And then came the sound that still haunts me. Footsteps, heavy, slow, not running, not frantic, just deliberate. Distance for stomp. They echoed outside our classroom door. We held our breath. One girl in the back, Jess, started crying softly. Mr. Lazenby gave her this look that said, "Hold on, don't make a sound." But she couldn't stop. She buried her face in her hoodie, trying to muffle the sobs. The footsteps stopped directly outside our door. I could hear my heart pounding in my ears. I remember gripping the sleeve of the guy next to me, Michael, this kid I barely talked to before that moment. We were all strangers in fear. Then came the sound of the doorknob rattling. Click, click, click. It wasn't locked. Mr. Lazenby had locked it. We saw him do it, but the knob kept turning. A click, click. And then bang. A loud, violent bang against the door. Then another. Then silence. We didn't know what to do. No one moved. No one breathed. Eventually, we heard footsteps again, this time fading down the hallway. Then, nothing, for what felt like hours. After 40 minutes, the SWAT team cleared the building. We were escorted out, one classroom at a time, hands on our heads. The police never found anyone inside. No weapons, no intruders, nothing. But 3 classrooms had reported the same thing: footsteps, rattling doorknobs, and someone banging on the doors. To this day, we don't know if it was a prank, a threat, or something worse that never happened. But sometimes, in moments of silence, I still hear that doorknob turn. This happened in 2012, when I was in 8th grade at a small charter school in Northern California. We were a tight-knit group, just 200 kids in the entire school. That day, our usual science teacher, Mr. Halverson, was out sick, and we had a substitute, an older man, maybe in his 60s, wiry gray hair and strange thick glasses. He said his name was Mr. Cates. From the beginning, something felt off about him. He didn't talk much, didn't smile, just passed out worksheets and stared out the window. At one point, he stood by the classroom door, listening as if waiting for something. At exactly 10:44 a.m., the school went into lockdown. This wasn't a drill. The PA system buzzed, and our vice principal's voice came on. "This is a level 2 lockdown. Shelter in place. Lock all doors. Stay quiet." Everyone looked around in confusion. Mr. Cates just stood there, didn't move, didn't say anything. One of the girls near the front raised her hand and said, "Mr. Cates, should we turn off the lights?" He didn't answer. He slowly walked to the back of the classroom and pulled down the blinds. I remember whispering to my best friend, Alex, "Something's wrong with him." And then we heard it, a bang outside, like a locker slamming, and another, closer. Kids started to cry, a couple whispered prayers. That's when Mr. Cates locked the door from the outside. He stepped into the hallway, closed the door behind him, and we were left alone. No one knew what to do. We tried to call for help, but no one had cell service in that part of the building. 10-15 minutes passed. Then we saw his shadow outside the door. But he didn't come in. He just watched. His shadow stayed there, unmoving, for what felt like half an hour. Eventually, the police came and evacuated us. We all filed out, heads down, hands up. No one was harmed. No shooter, no threat. But Mr. Cates, he was never found. The school later claimed no substitute by that name had ever been hired. No one had checked in that morning under that identity. Whoever he was, he knew what was coming, and he left us there, locked in a classroom, waiting. Sometimes I think about that shadow, why he was watching, and if he ever planned to come back. Back in 2009, I went to a rough inner-city high school in Detroit. Lockdowns weren't rare. We had drills, fights, bomb threats. Nothing surprised us anymore. But this one night in October, that wasn't just another drill. It was a Friday. We had an after-school program that went until 7 p.m. I was part of the AV club, so I usually stayed late editing morning announcements. That night, I was the last one in the AV room. Mr. Jenkins, the janitor, popped in and told me to wrap it up soon because he was locking the outer doors. 5 minutes later, all the lights in the hallway cut out. I figured Jenkins flipped the breakers early, no big deal. I packed up and left the AV room. The hallway was pitch black, but I had my phone flashlight. I started making my way toward the main entrance when I heard the intercom turn on, and I swear to God, it was just breathing. No voice, just slow, deep, guttural breathing. Then silence. I ran to the front doors, but they were chained shut from the inside. That's when the lockdown alarm went off. Full sirens. Automated voice repeating, "Secure, secure. Initiate lockdown." I ran back down the hallway, heart racing, not knowing what was going on. I banged on classroom doors. Nothing. I called out for Mr. Jenkins. Then I heard footsteps behind me, running. I ducked into the janitor's closet, slammed the door shut, and killed my light. There I stayed for nearly an hour, and during that hour something banged on the door 3 times. Not like someone knocking, like something trying to get in. Then everything went quiet. Eventually, police came. Said there had been a false alarm, some system glitch, no intruder, no lockdown, no record of the alarm even being activated. But here's the weird part. Mr. Jenkins had gone home at 6:45. He signed out on the log. His keys had already been turned in. So who locked the doors? Who activated the siren? And what the hell banged on the closet door? I never stayed late at that school again. Because I wasn't alone that night, and whatever was with me, it wanted in. If these stories made your heart pound and your palms sweat, you're not alone. School lockdowns are meant to be safety protocols, structured drills designed to protect us from the unthinkable. But what happens when they become something else entirely? When the silence is too loud, the shadows seem to move, and the feeling of being watched becomes more than just anxiety. These weren't just drills. These were moments where students and teachers alike stared into the unknown, frozen by fear, hoping that the next sound wouldn't be their last. Whether it was the sound of footsteps in a locked hallway, the presence of someone or something on the other side of a door, or the sense that you weren't as alone as you thought. These experiences stay with you. They don't fade with time. They become part of who you are. If this video unsettled you, intrigued you, or reminded you of your own haunting experiences, don't forget to like it. It helps more people discover these stories. Share it with someone who enjoys real-life horror as much as you do. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because we bring you true horror stories just like these every week. Stories where reality is far scarier than fiction. But now I turn it over to you. Have you ever experienced something terrifying during a school lockdown? Maybe you heard footsteps when no one was supposed to be there. Maybe your classroom door rattled, or you saw someone watching from the hallway. Someone who didn't belong. Or maybe the fear came from within. Panic, dread, or the terrifying feeling that help wasn't going to arrive in time. Whatever it is, I want to hear your story. Drop it in the comments below. You never know, your true account might just be featured in an upcoming episode. Until then, stay vigilant, trust your instincts, and the next time the lights go off and the lockdown alarm sounds, ask yourself, is it really just a drill?